truly believe that it is the way to go with PD. There's teacher buy-in because we're focusing on something that they are interested in learning more about. And then just the value of taking the time to think about how the children are thinking and recording, and then coming back together and speaking with other teachers teaching those same grades, and being able to see the continuum of learning that happens from kindergarten to grade 2 was huge.
When you're trying to do it yourself, you get off on tangents and you never really get back, or you just lose it. Where we kept being brought back, and that was great, because I don't know that I would be able to do that on my own. Like, being part of the team was good that way.
That we had the chance to be learning as professionals, and again, I think in our busy worlds and when we're in the classroom, we don't have that time, or we don't take the time to grow as educators, and this provided that opportunity to grow as an educator and to learn from people who really are leading the field in mathematics.
We would love to do it again, I know. So, and I think that was one of the challenges for me too, was never having done a lesson study to know where it was going or what it looked like. So now that we've seen it, the entirety of it, it's good.
Mostly the math talk. I think that was the big one that really kind of resonated from the Math for Young Children, and I was able to kind of give to our junior teachers, and we really caught on with that, you know, the doubling and the halving and those kind of language things that sometimes in junior we just don't give them enough time to chat and talk about their math and using mathematical terms. And I think, you know, that's something that we've really worked through this year.
One of the biggest learnings for us was the importance of moving away from the traditional method of teaching measurement for the sake of just measuring, to choosing a more playful approach with students whereby we could get at their reasoning. So making sure that we were designing activities that were fun and at the same time allowed the students the ability to reason.
What we ended up doing was we came together as a group of enthusiastic teachers and educators and our principal, and we basically talked about what do we want to find out about math and kids? Where are our areas of concern? What are our questions? What are we wondering? And it very soon became apparent that a lot of us were interested in the area of measurement, in particular linear measurement. And as part of that, we realized we were also interested in spatial reasoning and how all of that fit into the picture. So the next step was to look at the research. I felt, first of all, I really enjoyed working with people who were enthusiastic about math, coming together and having time to work with those people to share ideas, to learn together about kids and math was very powerful. We learned some very important information about how kids learn math. I think we were actually able to see developmental stages start to emerge. I think the whole area of spatial reasoning and proportional reasoning is so crucial with students. It pervades the math curriculum, and I think we were able to look at that within the context of measurement. And I think that was fantastic. I think the fact that we have created a set of very playful, fun, and engaging activities that students will enjoy will help them move along their learning continuum, will help educators to find out about their kids. That's important.
It was very important that we were teaching the lessons that we had created together and then collecting enough data in our classrooms to come back and have rich conversations about the learning of mathematics. So that continued for a number of months and then culminated in our public lesson.
I have another seed. My seed's going to go right there. And if I counted correctly, Mrs. Taylor will fix me up if I'm not, I think I have 24 in here. 24 food pellets. You're going to show me how tall is the stem going to grow if I... Do you think up to there? So you think it's going to be...
Tallest.
The tallest. Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. And then, oh, hold on, I've got an idea. Oh, a little help. Okay, want me to start from the top? No, follow where I'm putting.
We'll see how tall it goes, like we did last time. And if we get like a prediction, then we'll cut it right there and we'll bring it over.
do you agree with what Cathy's doing? Okay.
Like this route is like, whoa. Let's go. Where the end is, and there's still a little might be on. And then what we did was we cut that bit off.
Can you tell us how you got your stem? What did you do to figure out how tall that stem needs to be?
These and put it like this, and then we had another one and we put it like this, and we cut it out like that.
Perfect. So you took the long one and you made sure it was 2 because you knew you needed 2 of these to get that. How did you know it would be 2? How did you know it would be 2?
All the other ones.
Oh, because the other ones were always... These guys used a word that I really liked, Malcolm. They used, when I was listening in on them, they used the word doubling. They used that word double, which I thought was a really good word to use.
That continuum today, but what that type of sharing at the end did was it exposed everybody to that kind of thinking, and I noticed that it sort of started with that relational thinking, and then it went away from that, and then it came back to it, but Heather brought it again back to that relational thinking at the end to try and expose the kids to that. And I think that that was really, that's an important thing too, that so that all of the kids are being exposed to it. They may not be there yet, they may be at an earlier spot on the continuum, but they're seeing it, they're hearing it. I think there's some intuitive things that they may have that over time they're going to be able to connect to it more. But it was also making me think about this group, and what's been so powerful about it is the intentionality of the planning of the lessons and the careful observation, and the next lesson coming out of those careful observations. That's the part that's been really exciting, and I think you can do that in your own classroom too by taking a couple of kids to start with and trying something out and then taking it to the whole group.
Because teachers will say, and I understand, curriculum is huge. I don't have time to just focus and zone in on something this tiny for such a long time because we have to do everything else. But yet that's when the true learning really happens, when we do zone in and we do take that time and we give ourselves that time.
Being part of that whole group was really powerful. Even the people from other schools talking about what you do at your school, what we do at our school. The whole dialogue communication thing was really great.
I thought it was really a powerful experience to get to really focus on how the kids are learning, to take it right down to the bare bones sort of thing, to see how they're thinking about math. That was really interesting for me.
Just having, first of all, 4 of us from the same staff, 4 of us having those conversations constantly. Like, it was, Math for Young Children provided the time for us to get together, but we spent a lot of time outside of that just talking about what we were learning and what we were seeing in the kids and bouncing off those ideas.
Just again, it emphasized for me the importance of always, as a teacher and as an educator in the classroom, asking myself, what are the kids learning? What do I want them to learn? Do they know what they're learning? And how can I help make their learning more effective?